How's it going, everybody? My name is Warner Fields with Fields of Profit. I'm a six-figure Amazon seller and full-time student, and in today's video I'm going to be diving into my process for repricing. For repricing, I use BQool. You go in and set the price individually for each book. It takes a little more time on the front end, but you're able to get exactly the price you want on the back end. You're going to be able to save a little bit of profit versus using repricers like Reprice It, where it's just a bulk tool. You're going to be able to squeeze more profit out of a tool like BQool than with Reprice It, because you'll end up with a little bit of glitches here and there. With Reprice It, you'll end up with books that end up in maybe a category you don't want them to end up in. So with BQool, you're going to go in and it takes a little more time on the front end, but it's definitely worth it in the long run. So I'm going to go through and show you my method for how I reprice, because when you're first starting out, it's really hard to figure out the right price where you should be pricing your books. And that's a really important step to maximizing your profit, is just learning how to read those keepa graphs, learning how to when to wait for the high price, when to sell low. So I'm going to be diving into some books that I need to reprice coming up for this textbook season, and I'll show you my process for where I set those prices. Before we get started with today's video, I just want to say that only about 20% of the people watching my videos are actually subscribed. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click the button down below. It's free, helps me out a ton, and you can always unsubscribe. Thanks. So if you haven't used BQool before, this is what it looks like. It's going to give you a line for each item in your inventory, the date it created. You can link up your costs from Inventory Lab. That's what I do. And then you're also going to be able to type in your min price and your max price here. You can set repricing rules based on what you want it to do. I have different repricing rules for maybe my FBM books versus my FBA, or say like I have a rule for when for a wholesale product when Amazon comes on, because you're usually going to want to ignore Amazon except for maybe your wholesale products there. But yeah, so it's just going to give you a good little glance. It's going to show you your price here, and then the low price and the buy box. So if you want to reprice just at a glance, I reprice at a glance with these, with my RA and OA items sometimes. But with books, there's a little more nuance to it. You want to actually dive into the keepa graph, because especially with textbooks, like right now the price could be $20, and then during January and September the price would go up to $60. So you don't want to sell it for that $20 price that would show up over here when you could actually get $60. So I'm actually going to be using a little bit of a hybrid method. If you've ever seen Caleb Roth's video on repricing, he introduced me to a tool called Nifty Split. And so I'll just go ahead and show you how I use Nifty Split for my repricing. You're going to just right click on your ISBN or your ASIN here, and then you're going to open as a Nifty Split window. And then you can see it shows the whole book over here, right? But the cool thing is you can click this right there, and it's just going to automatically change, and it's not going to open up a new tab on this tab. So it's going to save you a bunch of time, because you can just click and then look over here. You're going to be able to check out the keepa graph, and then you can just go like right here. You can click it and then change the min-max price. So I'm going to be diving into kind of my rationale behind why I reprice the way I do. Because the price that you put your books at is, it's kind of hard to determine what you should be doing at first, but once you really get it down, it's going to really save you some money in the long run. So I'm just going to show you a couple books, dive into my reasoning for why I would price it there. So this is the first book right here. We got Serve Safe. It looks like it's a textbook of some sorts, but the keepa doesn't really demonstrate that. It kind of just sells year round. Looks like it sells a little bit more in September, a little bit more in January. So it's a little bit of a textbook, but it's kind of selling year round. Maybe restaurants are buying this and that kind of thing. So we've got a bunch of prices around this $35 range, and then it jumps up to $44. So I'm going to just check this keepa here. It looks like it's already starting to dive for this January textbook season, maybe a little bit. As you can see, the used offers are falling right here. So I'm going to go ahead and price this at probably $40. See if we can get these to sell out, because this keepa price shows that the price is usually around $35, which this black line is the merchant fulfilled line. And so when you're selling FBA, you're going to be able to charge a premium over this black line. And this $31 price on the black line does not usually include shipping. So the lowest price for this book total right now, even merchant fulfilled, is probably that $35 price. So these people aren't really charging a premium for being FBA. And once this starts selling as a textbook again, that price is really going to go up. So I'm going to go ahead and put this at 40 to try to capture this next sale past these, and it'll probably sit around this 45. But so what this is going to do in BQool is it's going to set your min price at 40, and then you're going to set your max price, let's just say 63, because there's a new copy there. And then what it's actually going to do is, depending on your repricing rule, it's probably going to just match the lowest price in that range. So it's going to tell it that it can go down to $40, but in this case, it's going to price at this $44.97 price. and then if this person starts lowering their price, it'll lower it with them, and it reprices every 15 minutes or so, I think. So you're gonna just set your min, your max price, then you're gonna click save, and then it's just ready. It's repriced now. So we're gonna go ahead and check out this next book here. Let's see what kind of pattern we got. Looks like decent sales last time. Looks like maybe a summer textbook. Let's zoom out and see. So it looks like in August it sold pretty good. January it sold pretty good. So maybe this recent textbook season, to me this looks like it probably got a new edition, because it previously was selling well each semester, and now all of a sudden it isn't. Which means if it did get a new edition, we're gonna have to go for that lowest price, because the price is gonna start tanking. One way you can check and know for sure is if you go back to the main book listing right here, and then sometimes it'll say there's a new edition available. In this case, there's not, so maybe there isn't a new edition out, or maybe Amazon just doesn't know about it. But in this case, I'm kind of scared of this lack of a January sales pattern. Maybe it's starting to phase out because textbooks just sell more in December. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to 50, because these people will probably go down. They'll probably race to the bottom a little bit, but I want to be that next sale. So we're just going to go 50, 80, and then we're going to save, move on to the next one here. We're going to go ahead and check out this one. Looks like a really strong textbook pattern. This one probably isn't going anywhere. This one's going to sell really well, so we can price pretty high up. Looks like there's a new seller right here, but they've only got 8 copies. When it's down here in this tens of thousands rank, it's going to sell multiple copies a day easily. So it looks like we've got 12, 4, 3. So maybe we do need to stick around this 54. It's possible that we could go up to this 60, but typically it's only $6, and then if you have that capital locked up for a whole nother 6 months, you're actually going to be losing money. So in this case, I would probably put it at that. I would probably put it at 52 here, and then just throw it up to 90. Again, the max price doesn't super matter, unless you're doing like a OA RA project or a product where it could sell out. In this case, there's pretty much always going to be other used sellers on this listing, and Amazon will always be here. So it doesn't really matter what you put for your max price, because your min price is just going to be chasing that low price within this range. So we're going to go ahead and check out, maybe let's try to find one that's not a textbook. Let's see this one right here. So this one actually is another textbook, but it's a little lower price. So you can see a decent jump last January and a pretty big jump in this September, and the price hasn't really gone back down. Looks like we got a lot of people at $12.40. But this price kind of goes up to $10 plus that shipping, so it's actually going to be $14 as the low price probably for merchant fulfilled. So I'm probably going to put this book at $15, a little bit of a premium above that merchant price, and then hopefully it gets that boost again. So we're going to go ahead and go 15, and then I don't really care about the max price here because it's probably never going to go up that high. Then we're going to save there. Let's check out this right here. Looks like we got a little bit of a textbook pattern again. It doesn't really sell at all during off season, and then it jumps up the price. So these prices are probably going to be too low. Looks like we got 3 copies to sell out before we can get $14. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this one at 14. And then the max price, just whatever, I'll do 23. So I showed you a couple textbooks and how I would reprice those, but I also want to show you some of the books where maybe the price has tanked and you set the price a while ago and you need to kind of audit your inventory every now and then just to make sure your IPI doesn't go down, just to make sure you're not stagnating your capital. So I'm going to show you a couple books where maybe I should just tank the price and sell that book so that I can get out of it. So I found this example here. It looks like I had it priced at 14 to 55, which when I bought it, it was probably like here-ish is probably what the Keepa graph looked like. So it was definitely on the downhill, but it was still selling really fast. But as you can see, it looks like it's consistently selling less and less, and the price just hasn't been able to keep up. So the price has started to drop. So we're down in this $9 range. So I would probably drop this down to maybe $10, see if we can get a little bit of a bump, or if you're just ready to get rid of it, you could go to 9. In this case, this book is from October, so it's only like 2 months old. So I'm probably going to go to 10 just to see if we can get that boost back up. But that's a good example of when you should just tank the price a little bit, get out of that book. Let's check out this one here. It looks like, yeah, so this is probably what the Keepa looked like when I had sent it in. So it was a slow selling, pretty high priced book. But then it looks like the price tanked, a lot of people came on. And so now it's, well, the price hasn't really tanked, but it's at about $15 merchant. And they're at 20. So let's see what I had it at. I had it at 20, but it looks like they're falling under that a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this down to like 18, kind of follow them, because it's only gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sales since like September. So we just want to be that next sale just to get out from under it. And also this is an acceptable condition copy. So we really don't want to get stuck with this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and save it and try to get that $18 price before the price is likely to keep tanking too. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do want to go ahead and check out BQool, there's an affiliate link down below that's going to help out the channel, and it's going to give you a free trial for this repricer. I hope you found this a useful tutorial. Learning how to reprice your books using Keepa and BQool or Reprice It or whatever you want to use is definitely probably one of the steepest learning curves as far as selling books on Amazon. It's one of the few things that I still do myself for the book side of things, just because it takes a good amount of expertise. But if you're able to outsource it to a VA, then more power to you. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff helps me out with the algorithm. I hope you enjoyed this video. That's going to do it for this one. Thanks, guys.